Alright, here's my Poor's water pump from when I'm camping off grid and I need to refill water. We'll start with just an overview of everything here, and then after we see it work, I'll go back and show you how it's built. So start off with, I have the Poor's version of the Nautilus. Didn't realize that when I bought it. Didn't realize there was different kinds, but I've only got 2 valves, and you see them with 4 or 5. So the only way to fill water is city water, or you have to have a separate pump to fill the tank to use the water where you don't have city water, which is where we camp a lot. So this is the outside of my pump box. It has some hose connections, on-off switch, and a power which is going to, get out of the sun, going to my homemade solar bucket or solar generator or whatever you want to call these things. I have some video on this. I haven't put it together yet, so it may be or may not be on the channel on how this thing is built. So like and subscribe. If it's not there, you can see it. If it is there, you can still see it. But so I've got one of the collapsible water jugs. That's 5.3 gallons. And my pump system, got my valve set to tank fill. And let me get I have down here my timer. We're going to see how long it takes to fill 5.3 gallons. But let's turn it on and see how it goes. So there we go. It's pumping into the onboard tank. And here's my jug, and you can see the line is going down already fairly significantly. And I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing go down. I'll speed it up, but you can see how it's pumping there. Pumped about 1/4 of it so far. Alright, just another shot. Level. It's coming down some more. Alright, that sound is air. We'll turn it off. And we're about 2 minutes 40. Just a little dribble left in the bottom, so did pretty good at getting it cleaned out. Alright, here's another better look up of the build, and this is in transport or carry mode now. You see, there's no more hoses connected. This is an Apache case. It's a Pelican type case, but Apache is I guess Harbor Freight's brand. These things are very tough, very rugged, and maybe 25% of the price of Pelican cases. So great cases if you need a case for any kind of project. But this is a 2800. I think it's the smallest one they make. But on the very top here, I said I got an on-off switch. I got a power connection for the jumper that goes to my solar station or power generator. And then on each end, I've got a gosh, I can fall down here. I got a hose connection, and on the other end, I've got a hose connection. So I've got a cap on them to keep them clean when they're not in use. So the cap comes off and there's some water come out. There's some of those where the hoses were connected that you saw just a bit ago. But now let's look what we got on the inside. So open this thing up and In the closed and transport mode, it carries all of its accessories. So there is the power connection. I used Anderson connectors on each end. I love these things. This is a 45 amp connector, so it was way overkill for this. But they plug in. They're good and solid, but they're easy to plug in and remove when you need to. The next thing that you see here, this pump is actually the same pump that is in my fifth wheel, Grand Design 230RL. This pump is used in dozens and dozens of sizes and brands of trailer. So it is the exact pump that my RV uses. So if it ever went out, I'll always have a spare with me. So I could just hack this thing back out of here and replace it in the RV. So I bought the pump off of eBay. Again, I googled the exact brand, the Pentair SureFlow, the model number. This is again exactly number for number pump that's in my fifth wheel. So I just googled that, found on eBay, pretty good price, 50 bucks or so. But what I didn't know when I ordered it is this fitting is proprietary. I got a good hardware store that's got everything ever known to man, and none of the fittings fit this. So I had to order the SureFlow brand fittings. I think I got those on Amazon. I'll try to put a link to all this stuff. But then just a little short piece of the same tubing. You find that also on your RV all the time. It's a reinforced vinyl tubing. I got that at Lowe's, I think. I'll try to put a link in the description. So just a little short piece, and then come around here. The fitting you saw me unscrew earlier, this is just a hose repair fitting, a garden hose repair fitting. So this is garden hose thread, but this vinyl tubing is only 1/2 inch. So most garden hoses are 5/8 or 3/4. I guess you can probably find a 1/2 inch now and then. But so these little garden hose repair fittings I ordered off of Amazon. So I'll try to get a link to that. And then I guess the last thing I haven't talked about is just a on-off switch. I think I got this at O'Reilly Auto Parts, so it's just an automotive on-off switch, and the wires are kind of bundled up under there, but I did put a fuse connection. The pump says 10 amp fuse, so I do have an inline 10 amp fuse in there. It's just a regular glass fuse, so of course keeping a spare of that would be a good idea. And then, like I said, everything stays in here for transport. So here is this shorter of the two hoses is the one that connects into the Nautilus on the RV tank. And of course you could use this for any type of RV that is not that doesn't have a Nautilus system. Just figure out how to attach the hose to your particular fill tank. A lot of them are gravity fill, but you could just run a bare hose into that gravity fill line and still pump. Make it lots easier. So I've got this fitting fits onto these case fittings. That one still got the cap on it, and then this one screws onto my RV just like my garden hose would be for the city water connection. And then this longer hose, get it out of here without tearing something up. All right, it's got the connection on this end that connects back to one of these fittings, and then this end is bare that just goes into my water jug. I've just got the 5-gallon water jug. The places that I camp without water, there's usually water within a few hundred yards of the site. They don't have it at each individual site. And there's no place to park to fill, so you have to carry it. So that's why I've got the smaller 5-gallon jugs. I've got a couple of them. They collapse, they store, and they're out of the way. But If you have a way or a source where you have to carry your water by truck, of course you could use any size container and then just adapt your fill hose to whatever type container that you're using. But again, this thing is sweeter than candy. It just works so well. It's all self-contained, stores up out of the way, it'll stay clean. And when I don't need it, but then when I do need it, just open it all up, pull everything out, connect it up, and I'll pump water into my RV holding tanks. And then again, if my onboard pump ever dies, I always have a backup. So just doesn't get any better than that. So like and subscribe. Got other great RV videos on the channel. Got a lot of kayak videos on the channel, and many more of each to come.